Hi, Virgo. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to your new reading. Let's see if we can get some advice, some guidance, some messages for you. What is important for you, to you, right now. This is a general reading. It is timeless, so whenever you come across this, there will be a message here. There will be something that resonates. So let's see what is going on. Ooh, abundance. Very nice. Okay, Virgo. This is the Osho Zen Tarot. It's not quite like the Rider-Waite, but it is interesting. It's spiritual. It's very artistic. I find it very inspiring. So we have 6 of those from the Osho Zen Tarot. We have 1 from the Wild Unknown Archetypes at the end. More confirmation, more clarification, whatever you need really. And we're starting off with the number 10. Now number 10, end of an old cycle, beginning of a new cycle. Beginning of the end of suppression. You can see you here feeling suppressed, feeling down, feeling caught up, being tied up, not being able to move. You're very frustrated, you're very held back. However, these ropes seem very loose. They seem as if you can climb out of these with ease whenever you want to. It's just a loose arrangement of ropes around your body. And it looks like a self-imposed restriction imposed by your mind, by your thoughts. So it could be inner conflict, it could be inner contradictions, disagreements, disharmony, inner stress. And it feels like it's coming from the outside, but it's mainly coming from the inside. But you are at the end of this old cycle, so this cycle is coming to an end. This too shall pass. And you may have just passed through it, or you may be just finishing the cycle. You're flying, you're soaring into trust. Now, this is the trust that lies within. You're trusting yourself. You're trusting your inner guiding light, your inner voice. And you know, you can trust your inner voice. It's never led you up the wrong path. It's always ever helped you, Virgo, your inner guidance. But you need to trust it. You need to hear it, and you need to follow it through, whatever message comes through. So, trusting your inner voice, trusting yourself, trusting your higher self, your higher awareness, means your consciousness is expanding here. You're leveling up on the ladder of enlightenment. And you're also looking at the world with the eyes of innocence, inner child. Even if you're older, mature, experienced, you still can see things with the eyes of the inner child, with a innocent curiosity. It's like this sage here is looking at this stick insect. It's very interesting. And he's studying it, and he's looking at it, and the insect's looking at him, and it's an innocent exchange of curiosity and energies and ideas here. So, conditioning. Oh, yes. Connected to this suppression. Conditioning, old patterns, old constructs, old concepts, old habits do not serve you anymore. You no longer need to be the lion in sheep's clothing. Be yourself. Just be the lion. The old preconceived ideas, prejudice, fixed opinions, they're not making anything better for you. So, you need to throw off the mask, throw off the restrictions, throw off the pretense. Be yourself. Connect your higher self, your higher awareness, expanding that consciousness. Trust, here you're flying again here. But you're being held by two, well, you will be held here. You're connecting from one to the other. It's total trust. It's total trust within yourself and trusting those around you that they'll have your back. And you have people there that you can rely on, that you can trust. They have your best interest at heart. So you don't need to have any self-doubts or any doubts in them. Everything is moving as it should. Trust, totality, trust, totally trust. Basically, total trust in yourself and those around you, the ones you value, the ones that are close, family, friends, lovers, work colleagues, anyone important. So innocence, connecting to abundance, prosperity. You're sitting on your book of knowledge and wisdom. You're not reading it right now. You're holding that is the flower. Oh, I've forgotten the name of that right now. It'll come to me in a moment. So, the flower is opening. It's a lotus, of course. My memory is not what it used to be. Sorry about that. So the lotus is opening. You're holding it. You're ready to change. You're ready for your abundance. You're ready for your prosperity. In fact, you've been waiting for it. You've been sitting on this book. You thought you learned a lot and you don't really need to learn anymore. You just sit there waiting for your abundance and your prosperity to flow in. But that, of course, is a mistake. We all make that mistake, you know. We get complacent, we get comfortable. It pays now and again to open the book of wisdom and knowledge to see what's written in there, so we can actually progress and that we don't procrastinate or stagnate or stand still, even if it's a nice procrastination, you know, if it's comfortable and we feel good in it and we don't want to change. But sometimes we need to change. And this is one of those occasions. You need to open that book. There's the moon, there's the sun. And you have all the basis for a very nice transformation, very comfortable transformation, even if it doesn't seem like that on the outside. And you feel that you don't want to upset the status quo. You just want to carry on as things are, and you're trusting yourself and trusting those around you, and everything's good. And let's see what the oracle has to say. Oh, that's interesting. The crone. Crone's carrying a coin, 8-pointed star, the Star of David. Wisdom, more knowledge, connection to the Kabbalah here, the Tree of Life. A crone is someone who knows a lot, who's mature, who's been there, done it, got loads of t-shirts and sweatshirts and whatever. And old ticket stubs and things. So the crone's been there, the crone should know better. It's a 13, 1, 3 is 4, so there's the basis for this to be a very secure change. You know, if you have to make the change, you have to look at your book of knowledge and make this slight change that's coming up. Get through that in one piece with innocent eyes, with the eyes of a child. It is possible. It's becoming a very pleasurable change then. It's not something that you have to dread, and it will lead from one comfortable situation to the next comfortable situation. The crone has the ability to judge how far is this change going to go, and how is this going to affect you. So you have all the knowledge, you have all the answers in your book of wisdom and knowledge. That's why I said it's time to open it and have a look, because there's something that you need to read up on, something that you need to refresh a memory, a situation, an outcome, something that you've been through before, but it's presenting itself in such a way that you don't recognize it as having been through before. So you need to consult that inner wisdom. And you have that inner wisdom, there's no doubt about it, because you have the crane card here. So now you're integrating and processing, coming to terms with what's all going on here. Your self-imposed restrictions, this being tied to your old conditioning and wanting to break through the old pattern barrier, trusting yourself to do that, trusting others to do it, to help you, assist you, and relying on your inner wisdom and your inner knowledge as well. Listening to that inner child. The inner child knows, because they know. They don't think about things, they just look at things and they wonder and they sit there in awe and they wonder what that is, because they don't know. So that's why he's looking at this insect. He's studying that insect because he's not come across one of these before. They don't just come up on your, windowsill. They live in a certain habitat, and if you don't live near that habitat, you're never going to meet one of these sticky insects. And that is that concept of looking at something new with the wonder and the innocence of the eyes of the child. Even though you are inexperienced, you've been around the block several times maybe, and collected that wisdom, learned a lot of lessons, wrote them in your book. The book's always there, the book's always in your mind. You can consult it whenever you need to. And sometimes we forget. We forget how knowledgeable we really are. We forget what we know. We forget that we've been there before. We've seen this before, this situation. We've experienced this situation, but we've forgotten. So that's when we forget to look in the book. But there you are, Virgo. That is a very interesting reading, I must say. And things are changing. You are connecting to your higher self. You are becoming more of an authentic person who is aware of their higher self, and connecting to that true self, that higher self, expanding that consciousness. But sometimes we need a little push. We need to remember what the next step is. Even though we've been, Perhaps you can have a dim memory sometimes. Yeah, I think that looks familiar, that sounds familiar, that smells familiar. Can't quite place it. Where did I experience that before? So you need to, be still and have a good think about it, and see what you can come up with. What your next step is. You have to consider your next step very carefully. So, that is your reading, Virgo. It's been a pleasure reading for you. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Until then, take very good care. Bye-bye.